So the spirit's telling me that it's story time, and so here we go. Um, I'm being pushed to talk about something. All right. So over the years, there have been many figures in the Western world, okay, that have, come across my work. At the very worst, they have stolen it or used it in some um, exploitive way. And, if not that, then they realize, for whatever reason, that I don't have clout, that that I am part of the unification movement, that I don't have money, that I say things that, in an immediate sense, drive people away. And so people have seen, or they've just been blinded by their own perceptions, or they just didn't see. And there have been many people like that, especially women in the West, that have come across my work. And there have been many, many, many missed opportunities. And so for the last 10 years, actually plus, if you count some other, formative work, probably about 16 years or more. I've been building my base, and nowadays, without any targeting or marketing, my notoriety in my viewership is it's just snowballing like crazy. And all these other people gain notoriety online based on stimulus, what I call stimulus. The instant gratification, whatever it was, And maybe it began as a good thing. They got attention or notoriety, and it was a good thing, but then, then they lost, they lost the thread of what is important. They wouldn't let go of the instant gratification piece, and in order to keep people's attention, they would just use what I call stimulus marketing. Whereas what I've been building with the spirit for over 10 years comes from deep respect, from a following that followed me across platforms, for many, many years. And the thing is that what I am teaching is based on the heavenly principle that we find fulfillment through giving and living for the sake of others. And of course, there's going to be perverse language and slander and libel that tries to distort who I am and what I do, and especially in the many decades prior, that has been done to the nth unfathomable degree to the unification movement that I was born into, and that I've been a steadfast follower in my entire life. And so, and the major newspapers that slandered the unification movement all across in America, just in America, all across the United States, internationally, the West, and all over the world. Okay, starting in Asia, those major media outlets eventually tanked because what ended up happening was that the media and the press were printing the libel, okay, to turn a quick buck, mostly, sort of ride the hysteria, which is what a lot of these influencers or publishers or media people in my life who I've come into contact with and who have liked my work but abandoned me ultimately. They rode the wave of whatever was happening then, and they were not sticking to any, they were not grounded in any universal principle. Okay, so I'm about to, really start breaking onto the international platform without marketing. Nothing's stopping me from marketing, okay? But I'm just snowballing without it. Okay? So, and my work is based in the spiritual principle that it is in the giving and self-sacrifice that we find fulfillment, because when others are fulfilled, we are fulfilled. That is what that has been my life's work, that has been my life's discipline, that has been my life's devotion. Okay? All your businesses are about to tank. And there are a lot of, no, call it karma, call it whatever you want. If you're just interested in the nuts and bolts, fine, I'll give you the nuts and bolts. If you're charging people thousands of dollars for what I am giving away for free and have been virtually doing this entire time, that doesn't mean that I haven't found ways to make a fortune, and or that I have inherited a fortune, to varying degrees. But those fortunes are reinvested. Okay, they're reinvested into the bigger work, which is to live for the sake of others. Your publishing companies, your media, your social media presence, and your YouTube, and all these people, your natural so-called herbalists, um, companies, so-called, intuitive healer companies, they're all going to tank because I see the way you guys market. And the way you guys market is based on the wave. It's not based on principle. It's based on the wave. That wave's about to pass. And I am helping it to pass. And when when my presence just gets stronger and stronger, and I'm giving away what you guys are charging thousands of dollars for, and I'm reinvesting the money into work, into peace work, to healing work, peace work, reinvesting the money in nonprofit, work. Then and you guys aren't doing that, then people aren't going to gravitate to you anymore. You're going to bleed out. You're going to bleed out. Because ultimately, what brings prosperity and fulfillment is living for the sake of others, is self-sacrifice, is unconditional love.